we have to study it is user-defined functions. In almost all programming languages, they are having functions, both built-in functions as well as user-defined functions. Built-in functions will be available within that particular programming code itself. But user-defined functions are written by the programmers according to the need of the program. Before getting into user-defined function section, we should understand what is a function. It's a collection of statements which performs a specific task for the user. It will improve the program clarity. For example, if you are having registration section, then it can be written as a separate function which will not be mixed up with other functions of that particular project. It will increase the readability of that particular program because going through each and every line of the function, we can understand which are the steps we have to follow for that particular registration. It will increase the efficiency of the program. That means if you are able to do a function with minimum number of steps, that will lead into the efficiency of the program. You can also reduce code duplication. Sometimes you have to do different types of registrations. If it is being done as a function, and if the function is handling all the type of registrations, you need not write the registration code in your main program in different places. You have to just write only once. And the same code can be called according to your requirement. That means it can be reused. So functions are mainly used to reduce a complex task, to divide a complex task into different modules. For writing the function, you have to follow syntax of a programming language. In Python, a function definition should always start with a keyword called def. It indicates we are going to start function header statement. After def, we have to leave a space and we can write the function name. And whenever you are writing a function name in a program, it must be always unique. You can write any number of functions, but it must be unique. That means it should not be repeated in the same program. And whenever you are naming a function, you should follow all the rules and regulations of a programming language. That means it should start with always an alphabet. It should not start with a letter. Underscore can be considered. Likewise, all the programming languages, they are having its own rules and regulations. Likewise, Python is also having rules and regulations for its identifier creation, which the variables user is going to create. So we have to follow all those rules, otherwise it will give you error. After the function name specification, you have to put two brackets. In these brackets, you can write arguments, but sometimes we need not require arguments at all. At that time, you can leave it blank. That means arguments are optional. If you want to give more than one argument, that is also possible. But remember, it must be separated using comma. After this closing bracket of the function, you have to put a colon, which indicates the end of the function header statement. That means we are going to tell our interpreter that this particular function we are going to use in our program sometimes. So you should remember that. That is the indication what we are giving through the function header statement. This particular line, the first black line, it is indicating function header statement. After giving this colon, if you are pressing an enter key, definitely your Python interface will give you a 4 spaces in the next statement, for the next statement writing. And you can write all the statements one after another. And it must be going to follow this particular alignment, which indicates all these statements belongs to this particular function name. And it is going to specify the function body. It tells what that function is going to do for us. Down to these 3 statements, I have written a particular statement in triple quotes. This type of statement, we are calling it as doc strings, that means documentation strings, which indicates the purpose of that particular function, for what this particular function is written for. Sometimes this can be asked for your viva. And after this particular docstring, I have written a return statement. It is optional, it is not mandatory. Because of that, if you are trying to forcefully return something from a function which is not returning anything, it will always return you a none value. Remember that one. That one also can be one of your viva question. According to the previous CBSE syllabus, C and C++, they are having function returning statements. In those programming languages, you can return only one value. But in Python, you can return more than one value. That is a key feature of this Python function definition.